I got influenced, man. I'll watch something and I see something and I'm like, I have to have that. Instantly adds to cart. Today we're doing a glowy, bronzy, natural makeup look using only viral products. Some of the products are brand new to me and some of the products I've been using for a little bit of time. And then I'm going to tell you whether or not they're worth your money. All right, so I am 42 years old. I am 42 years old for another 4 days. And I have very dry skin and very sensitive skin. Before we begin, I have to say, I cannot promote this for anybody who has sensitive skin. The first only two times I used this, it caused a burning sensation. I have read that other people have had that as well, that sensation. So I'm not gonna apply it where I would normally apply it to blur my pores because I do have extra large pores here. I will apply it right here just so you can actually see that it really is sorcery. It is amazing and it's unfortunate that I can't wear it. Look at how big my pores are on my forehead and watch them just disappear. I mean, that's pretty freaking amazing, okay? I mean, it does have a cooling sensation too, and so don't mistake that. That is not what I was feeling on my face. It was a burning sensation. That's as far as I'm gonna go with putting it on my face. It is definitely a product that if you don't have sensitive skin, I mean, it is pretty freaking amazing. And I have to say my skin is burning right now. My forehead is burning, and I am gonna just kind of wipe it off actually. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, we're gonna wipe that off. But at least you could see that it really does blur your pores. All right, so next is the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzing Drops. And this isn't new. It is a very viral product though. Every time I go to purchase it, I'll read the reviews and there's a bunch of really good ones and then there's a couple like really bad ones. So I just have never actually bought it, but I was influenced the other day. I was watching something. I was watching a YouTube tutorial actually, and I was like, oh my God, all right, I'm getting it. This girl was beautiful. She put it on and I instantly was influenced. So I'm easily influenced. All right, so there's a couple different ways they say to use this. I've watched people just put it directly on their skin. The actual suggested use says to mix it with like one of their oils or a serum or something like that. But we're gonna put it directly on our skin because that's what I see all the time on social media. I'm just gonna go all in and that's probably way too much, but that's what I see. I see people doing that. But here we go. We might have to wipe some of this off, but all right. Look how pretty that is already. I have only used this once. I like the fact that, you know, you can get a little glow, a little tan without having to spray your face with a spray tan. So that was what really sold me on it. Oh, I'm gonna be an Oompa Loompa. We haven't put our foundation on yet, so obviously the foundation is going to marry it in. All right, so I instantly have a glow. I feel okay with that. I think you could definitely wear just maybe some concealer. Maybe not put quite as much as I just did on, but I think that's actually really nice. So far, I'm happy with my purchase. Yeah, I mean, I think there's an endless ways to use that. I think you can mix it with a beauty oil. I think you can mix it with your moisturizer, your sunscreen. I think you probably mix it directly into your foundation. So I'll be playing with that. So far, I approve. The next thing we're gonna use is a foundation, and this isn't new to me. I've been using it for a couple months now, but it is viral, and it's viral for a reason. It's freaking amazing. This is the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Very good for somebody who has sensitive skin. Very good for somebody who has dry skin. I feel like because I have the bronzing drops on, I'm not needing to apply as much. Nice and lightweight for a summer look, which it is summer. So definitely out of the, I think I have 15 different foundations that I own. I think this is probably my favorite. Actually, I can confidently say that this one is my favorite. All right, so that combination together was very pretty, and I'm definitely gonna be playing around with mixing it in versus layering it. I do feel glowy, I do feel bronzy. All right, so this one I was actually super impressed with. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow and Go. And this is a drugstore product. I wanna say it was like $14.99. And it has a bronzer stick on one end and a blush stick on the other. And it is shade Sun-Kissed Rose, which was the one that the influencer influenced me on. All right, it's very creamy, I can already tell you. I love how you can like literally just kind of swipe it on, and if you wanted to, but first of all, like I need any more glow and bronze. I guess you can't have too much. If you wanted to go ahead and, you know, contour your nose or whatever, or your jawline, I mean, there's options are endless with this. I'm gonna start with that. All right, so I'm applying it with a Sephora angled brush. This is their Pro Blush 93. And it's such an easy product to work with. So good for dry skin. And I approve it for my sensitive skin. And actually, I don't think that was too much. I think that's really pretty for a glow so far, what I've applied. Yeah, that is really pretty for the price point. And I'll put the blush on, the blush side on after our concealer, because that's what I like to do. And then I'll put a little bit more of the bronzer too, so we'll have a bronzered effect. All right, so I have to say this is like a holy grail for real. Something that will work for anybody and everybody. And I don't know how many different shades they have, but I feel like this is a pretty good universal shade. So I 100% approve of this, and I would 100% buy it again. All right. Another product that I got influenced on recently, actually the same video. This is the L'Oreal Faux Brow. And this has like a little two-prong to give you little hair strokes. And normally I can't be bothered with adding little hair strokes, but the person that used this, the influencer, Makeup by Cheryl actually, she's really chill. Reminds me a lot of myself, actually. She was saying how easy it was to use, and I was like, okay, I think I can do that. So basically, we're just gonna swipe up and give ourselves some freaking hair. Look at that. I'll probably detail that. I mean, I will detail that. See if you can see this. I'm not gonna go crazy because I think really I'm missing like the hair strokes in the front. Not so much throughout. I guess I can. Let's play with it. But it's very, I have to say, I mean, there is a learning curve, of course, but I have only played with it like a handful of times. I think this is only the third time. But you can see you got some hair strokes. It was a drugstore find too. The other day I went to clean it up and I accidentally got rid of the hair strokes. And it's supposed to like last like, I want to say a couple of days or something, like, but I'm like, I wash my face too, I wouldn't say aggressively, but it definitely washes off. But like if you're gonna go to in a pool or something, I think you'd be fine. 100% approve of this. Oh yeah, it says up to 2 days brow tint. It's not, I wouldn't trust that. Next viral product, it's not new to me, but it is viral, and it is viral for a reason, is the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. And I also have the Corrector. And when I actually have the time and I really want to do it right, I apply the Corrector first and in certain areas, and then I apply the concealer. So that is what we're gonna do. And you do not need very much of this whatsoever. This is the Corrector, this is C2. That is the Corrector. We're gonna let that sit. And I'm gonna use the Corrector too as my eye lid base. Just a little bit, because I'm not gonna put really any color on that, but I wanna have a base. I'm gonna let it kind of brighten it up. Now, if you really have, you know, super dark circles, you can definitely use the Corrector as a concealer by itself, and I have done that. Actually, the very first time I bought it, I didn't know it was a Corrector, and I was using it for a concealer. and I was like, wait a minute, I bought a corrector. We're gonna kind of work in just a tiny bit. And if you don't know the drill by now, the longer you let your concealer sit before working it in, the longer it's gonna last. So a little tip, a little hack I have to save time is I'm gonna move on to my mascara, and then we will come back to work in our concealer. All right, so this is the Viral Tartlette Tubing Mascara. It's my favorite. It goes on easy. It seems to last for a really long time. It doesn't dry my eyelashes out, and it gives you nice dramatic lashes. All right, so that is one nice thick coat of the Tartlette Tubing Mascara. It's pretty freaking amazing. I do not use it on my lower lashes. I feel like it's a bit too heavy. So once I'm done with my concealer, I like to use something just a little bit more lightweight. So we will be back for that. All right, so let's check on our concealer. And I felt like that gave it just enough time. Actually just working it into the skin. And it's gonna give you way more coverage. Okay, so that is the corrector before we apply the concealer. And a little hack that I saw was using the, specifically has to be the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Obviously, everybody knows about the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, is to spray your little beauty sponge, to make sure it's not too wet, and spray it and set your corrector with the setting spray, then go back in with your concealer, and that is going to make it last much longer. Okay, so now we have that. We're going to apply the Natasha Denona concealer in shade RN3. And actually, I really like it just like that. But, you know, to give you the full effect. And this is a little bit more brightening, although I feel like with all the dewiness, bronziness I have on my face, I feel like even that looks brightening. All right, so I like to just tap it in just a little bit, and then we will let that sit. And it's definitely, out of all the 20 concealers that I own, the most full coverage. As you can see, that concealer is viral for a reason, and I highly recommend it for anybody who wants a nice glammy look, full coverage, in my opinion. Obviously buildable. I have 2 layers on with the corrector underneath. All right, so next we have the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Aqua Highlighter. It says shade 3. I think it's shade Dawn, if I remember right. And I've had a little bit of time to play with this. It is a very natural highlighter. It is not going to be a highlighter that you're gonna see a lot of highlight. But if you want something like very natural, that's what you're gonna get. And I'm actually gonna use my fingers. I think that might give it a little bit more. Okay, that's actually the first time I've done that. It did give it a little bit more luminosity, a little bit more glow, a little bit more highlight, but still very natural, very, very natural. So if that's what you're looking for and you don't want something like, you know, sparkly, super shiny, super highlighty, then I approve of this. And I probably should have put it on after I put my blush on, but I got excited. But I do like that. I approve of it. I don't know if I would buy it again, to be honest, because there are ones that I do like better. All right, we're not done with the glow though. This is Tarte's Glow Tape in shade Bronze Glow. You're supposed to twist it. This is actually the mini I got to test out, and I really like it. So it comes out on like a little sponge, and then you just tap it on your skin, on your cheeks, wherever you want it. We're not gonna go too crazy because I already have a lot of glow going on. And if you want your makeup to last, layering is good anyways. Maybe you don't need this many different types of products, but it is something that I would probably buy again. Guys, there's just so much makeup out there. It's hard to even go through it all. I need to do a makeup dump, honestly, for all the makeup that I've tried lately that I don't use. Somebody is going to be getting a nice little gift basket. My niece probably. Marissa, probably for you. Now we're gonna use the blush part. Let's do a little swipe on my hand so you can see the blush next to the bronzer. Now on the back of my hand, honestly, it looks really not that exciting. Yeah, see, it's so funny how on the back of your hand, honestly, it's like meh, but on your cheeks, look how pretty that is. This little blush stick, I feel like it's gonna last forever. Let's see how, oh yeah, I mean, that's how much you get. Such a good vacation product. This would be like one of the only things you would need to bring because you could use it on your eyes and all the places. You know, mix it together. But yeah, such a good, nice, creamy formula. Honestly, I would pay more for that. I would pay double for it. I definitely think it's worth it. We only have a couple things up. The lips, there's 2 lip products and then a random product that I found on TikTok. If you're not following or ever heard of Vanilla Swirl, she sold me on this particular product. All right, so lips. Full disclosure, I got my lips filled on Monday, so they're definitely swollen. They're a little purple. They have some bruises. And I came across, well, actually I went to Sephora to buy the Tower 28 lip gloss, and they were out of the color that I wanted. So I sat there for like 30 minutes testing out all of the lip balms and glosses and all the things. And I saw somebody who was talking so many good things about the Summer Friday, and I thought this was going to be the one that I was going to buy, but I ended up buying the Glossier, which I'm going to show you both. But then, since it was my birthday month, they're like, oh, you get to pick a free gift. And so I ended up getting the Summer Fridays anyway. We're going to start off with the Glossier. I went in because I had gotten my lips done and they were dry. Oh my God, that scared me. My door just opened. Creepy. Huh. There's a ghost in my room. Okay. Anyways, I went into Sephora looking for something to keep my lips moisturized, because if you put something on that's too glossy, it's gonna actually make them they're gonna make them stand out even more. And the reason why I chose this is because it instantly moisturized my lips without like too much shine. And I just felt like, because it's a salve, how do you say that? A salve? And this is the rosebalm.com. And they just instantly felt moisturized, and I can tell it was doing something more than just like a pretty lip gloss or a pretty lip balm. It just feels really good on your lips. Like it was actually like getting absorbed and not just sitting on the top of my lips, which surprisingly, there was a ton of them in there that were doing that. And I was like, I do not like the way that feels. But I highly recommend this just for anybody who wants something. I mean, there's not a lot of color to it or anything crazy like that, but it has a purpose. It moisturizes and makes my lips feel really good. I do want to show you the Summer Fridays though. It's definitely a lot glossier than that, but I feel like it was as moisturizing. And this is called, this is the pink sugar. Not a lot of color once you put it on. But you just see how that just like instantly makes my lips like look like I just got them filled. And that's not what I was going for. Once they settle in and they calm down and they're not so swollen, then I'll be wearing that. But for now, I'm gonna stick with my Glossier. Love this. All right, so the last product that I got influenced on recently is this roller ball. It's called Choco Musk. It's like an Arabic brand, I guess. And it has like a nice vanilla-y smell to it. And I love anything vanilla. I love everything vanilla. I just can't wear something that's like too synthetic, but so far this hasn't broken me out. It's a really good layering perfume. So if you have a vanilla perfume that you love, I like Tom Ford Vanilla Sex. I like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, which is more of like a almondy cherry scent. So I just layer that right on top of that. If you are a vanilla lover, give it a go. And yes, check out Vanilla Swirl on TikTok. She's the one that influenced me on that. All right, so I'm just kidding. There's one more. There's 2 more products and they're setting sprays. One of them is gonna give you a nice hydrated, dewy look. and this is safe for sensitive skin. This one is actually, I just ran out. This is a new bottle I haven't opened yet. This is basically hairspray for your face, and I know you've already heard of it, but it is a viral product. And if you have a nice glowy face like this and you're going out in the summertime, you know, you might just want to opt for this. It has shit ingredients. It's not good for you to inhale. It's in an aerosol can. There's so many reasons why I wouldn't recommend this to you, but it's amazing and it will lock your face in all freaking day. So save it for those days when you absolutely need it. Don't inhale when you do it. Or what I've done in the past is I've used maybe something a little more hydrating and then this on top. So since it is hot and humid outside and I do have a very nice dewy look, I have a little bit left in this one. Let's see if I can get it out. I will take one for the team. I have to say, it feels like a decent amount, and once it gets to the bottom, I feel like it's kind of a waste. All right, so those are my viral products that I approve of. The only one I can't approve of is the Milani Conceal and Perfect for somebody who has sensitive skin like myself. I don't know what the heck is in it. That literally feels like my face is on fire. It does say it hydrates and blurs with a cooling sensation, but it's a burning sensation. So definitely not a cooling sensation. If you're like me and you get easily influenced, let me do the testing for you. Come back in a little bit. I'll probably have a whole another slew of products. If there's a viral product that I need to try, please let me know what it is. I will run out and buy it and give it a go. Hopefully it's good for sensitive skin. But I think that is actually a really pretty look. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you got influence, let me know which one I influenced you on. Give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.